Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I have for you a review of an LED light source smart projector. This is a small form factor projector that you can connect to your mobile device, you can connect via HDMI, you can connect via VGA. It has a lot of connectivity. The main benefit of course is that it's small in form factor and it has a decent image. It was sent to me by a company called DBPOWER. I want to say thank you very much for allowing me to check it out. But let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and check out the T2 from DBPOWER. The box is pretty simple. LED light source smart projector. DBPOWER is the name of the company. The model is T20 and I'll give you guys a link in the description below to be able to check it out if you'd like. And here are the contents of the box. The projector itself is right here. This is the white color. There is another, I think there's a black color as well. The lens is covered with this little lens cap, so you're able to protrude or configure and set it up. We have a focus ring as well as a keystoning ring. So you'll notice it says right there, focus and keystoning. And what you're going to do essentially is at the basic distance that you can get from the wall is about 3.5 feet. So that'll be about 32 inches worth for the display. And then what you're going to do there obviously is adjust it using these two rings to be able to get the flat image as well as the best sharpest image that you can. Looking at it on the front, we still have an IR blaster. So this is a receiver for the remote. It is controlled via IR. On the top, we have button configuration similar to the ones we have on the remote. On the back, we have the VGA port as well as the other IR. So you can control it from the front or from the back. You don't have to worry about having, obviously, to make sure they always face it at all times. On the left side, we have a power connector. That's pretty much the one that will work with this power cable that they provided us. It's about 3 feet long. On the back, we have, as I mentioned to you guys, the IR and the VGA. On the other side, now we have the HD, which is the HDMI option. They do provide us with a free HDMI cable in the package. We have two USB 2.0, we have an SD card reader, an audio video out using this cable. So if you're going to be connecting an audio video input into this from, let's say, TV or VCR or something like that. And then last but not least, the headphone jack is the ability to be able to use external audio. It does not have Bluetooth, so if you're going to be playing music and you're not happy with the audio coming from it, you're definitely going to be able to upgrade there. And then as you can see here, we have the grill here. There's a heat sink, and this is basically where the fan's going to dissipate. On the bottom, we have the two more openings here, and I'm assuming these are the speakers. We have rubber feet to be able to get us the ability to configure it. As I mentioned to you guys, it's a mini projector. Model number is T2. Power voltage is 100 to 240 watts. It does come with a US plug, so at least this one does. And then here, this is going to be the adjusting level to, in case you're putting it on a floor, you'll be able to put it in correctly. For me, projectors like these that have HDMI are great media pass-through. And what I mean by that is connecting a Chromecast to this, because it uses micro USB and it has USB ports, I'll be able to power this directly without having to add any additional cables. And not only that, I'll be able to basically use this as a Chromecast. I can cast to it, show my screen, a whole bunch of things that we can do with the standard Chromecast functionality. This is an Azul mini PC that I've used and I've done a video for you guys. The main benefit, of course, on this is that it's small form factor, it does have HDMI, and it has its own power source or even Ethernet. Plugging this to the side of this and then using this as a PC projector makes it a very nice travel monitor. So you don't have to worry about a monitor, just project to any screen. I went ahead and connected the projector and I have it projecting right behind me here on the wall. So think of it as right above my monitor right there. Overall, as far as the specification, as I mentioned to you guys, we have a TFT LCD technology. So that's the type of technology that they're using. It's a 1500 lumens as far as the brightness, and we have 1000:1 aspect ratio. We're able to go to 4:1 and 16:9 aspect ratio. And then of course it has basically the resolution of an 800 by 480 display. Starts off at 32 inches but goes as wide as 176 inches. And of course you have the ability of adjusting the actual picture itself, and then keystoning is not done automatically. You have to use that little dial that I showed you guys. Now, the information that we're getting here is based on what you're using it. So we have the ability of switching and selecting the input that we want. USB, audio video with the cables that I showed you. PC, of course, with the VGA. USB, again, directly with the PC. This is if you're mirroring your PC. Of course, HDMI, as I'm going to be showing you guys with the Chromecast, as well as SD card. So I went ahead and switched over to the HDMI port. This is going to be projecting using the Chromecast. Now, I'm powering the Chromecast with the USB port that we have next to it, so I don't have to worry about anything else. Mount this actual projector and start using it the way you want. And again, the minimum distance is going to be about 32 inch. So you can't get it any smaller than 32 inch, but definitely going to be appreciated. So if I go ahead and connect to it using my Chromecast, and it's basically going to switch over to YouTube right now. I'm going to be projecting for you guys a video real quick. The main benefit here is you can cast to it. It becomes functional. You can mount it somewhere and then make it into, like, let's say a video room. I'll go ahead and adjust this. You notice you're listening to the audio coming from it. It does have built-in audio, so you do have the ability of using the built-in speaker, so that you don't have to worry about losing any of that. Of course, I can fast forward and hit OK.
Knew that the actual footrest wasn't there, and other than that, it's pretty nice. Now, going down to the E1 model, this is going to be your entry-level model. You're going to notice here we have a Class 4 gas lift. It's the same thing. The weight limit here, we've changed it from durable base, supporting up to 12,000 kilograms to the base.
And we can still configure the volume on this. The other thing, of course, if you're using the Google Home application, you're going to be able to also project your own screen on this. Go ahead and switch over, and you'll notice right there, here's the Google Home application. And my device is projecting right there. I can swipe up, swipe down. Now, it's great if you want to be able to project pictures and so on. I can even go put it in sideways. You'll notice it adjusts. Again, this is an 800 by 480. You're not going to be expecting 720p, but overall, it actually projects a pretty decent picture. And show you guys how the interface looks like whenever you plug in, let's say, a USB drive. So I can select the source, go just directly into it, and select USB. It's going to give us access to be able to play movies, view videos, photos, and text. And what it's going to do, essentially, it's going to use a file explorer type of access. So I go movies, it selects the Corsair, that's the actual thumb drive. You'll notice it just shows me the architecture of the folder structure that we have in here. So if I open any folder, if there's no video files in it, it's going to show it to me as a blank folder. So an example here, my Nexus 6 radios, I have nothing in there that is a video, so it's going to skip it. You can go back into it, but let's say I go down all the way where I have 4K video, the Yi Action 4K Plus camera. And this is at one time I did about a while back when I was doing the water test over at Magic Mountain. Very simple, very easy. Again, I think this is going to be great if you're trying to project things on it or using it to project things. So connect a, let's say a PC stick. I have an Azul PC stick that this would be perfect to. Connecting either a Chromecast to it or using the pass-through VGA option, this is going to work very nice. As you guys saw, the picture itself is actually pretty clear. Now this is not going to be HD, it's not going to be 720, it's not going to be 1080p. This is going to be running about 800 by 480. So think about it in that sense. It's a sub 100 projector. It's using LEDs for the light bulb, so it's really nice and clear. Minimum projecting distance is going to be between 3 to 3.5 feet, and you're going to start off around 32 inch for the size of its, the display. And then using the keystoning option, you can actually set that up. I would have wished it had auto keystoning, but again, at the price point under 100, and I think today we even had it as a Lightning for about 72 bucks. So depending on when you check this out, it may be even under 80 bucks or even under 75. I think this is functional for what it can do. It projects really good images. I wouldn't necessarily use this to be able to play videos off of it because of the codec and all the different formats that we now have. I think this isn't going to really function that well. If we're looking at 1080p, maybe 720p, this may do okay. But overall, you can use the Chromecast with this. You can cast things to it, YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, all the things you can do with Chromecast. And you know, if you already have a Chromecast, it's going to work right away. I like the functionality, I like the fact that it has a remote, and I like the price point of it. So I want to say thank you very much to DBPOWER for allowing me to check it out. If you're looking for a small portable mini projector that has a good resolution, a decent resolution, as long as the lights are low, this is going to work very nice for you. And you can hook up an external audio by using the 3.5mm headphone jack to be able to connect it to an external speaker. So no Bluetooth right there. But other than that, I think it's very nice. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have you used other projectors in this price point and form factor? And what are your thoughts on that? Thank you very much for the support. Like and subscribe as usual. I'll see you guys in the next video.